Racism is normal in the Liga. What the actual fuck? I honestly cannot understand it. Welcome to this honest show here on Up the Cherries and All Departments. It's where I have my honest opinion about anything with regards to football. So, Valencia won the match 1-0, but it's not anything to do with their result, to be perfectly honest. It's all to do with the racism that Vinicius Júnior actually received during that game. It has started around about the 73rd minute, and it was quite obvious somebody had said something nasty within the crowd to Vinicius Júnior, and he's gone over and he's pointed out the exact person who has done it. The authorities in Spain are absolutely ridiculous. Now, if I was a player who had a transfer, and to a Spanish club, would I go to Spain? If I was a black player, no, I fucking wouldn't. At the end of the day, it is an absolute disgrace what happened yesterday. And Vinicius Junior, had every right. I know that Carlo Ancelotti tried to calm everything down and tried to get him to play the game. And to be fair, Vinicius Junior carried on playing that game. To be honest, really, nobody would have blamed him if he had walked off that pitch. It's an absolute disgrace. And then what happened at the end? Well, you can't actually make that up. He was in a headlock. He was in a fucking headlock by Hugo Duro. The guy's got his head, and he's holding his head. How is that not a red card for the Valencia player? Now, Valencia have got a history of this. LaLiga's got a history of this. And what is being sorted? It went to VAR. Surely VAR would have gone, oh, hang on, he's got him in a headlock. Hang on, we better send Hugo Duro off. No, what they did was, of course, Hugo Duro has got him in a headlock, and then Vinicius Junior has pushed him gently in the face. What would the people in power in Spain who are making these stupid decisions actually do if they were in a headlock? Do you think they'd go, oh, that's all right, you can keep me in a headlock, that's absolutely fine. I've just been racially abused by some idiot in the crowd who should have been kicked out but seems to be not. The rest of the crowd is then ganging up on me as well and joining in the racism. What did you expect him to do? Of course he was heated. You can fully understand why he was heated. Racism should not be a thing in 2023, and it's actually sad why it is. I thought that we'd left it back in the old days, in the days which we needed to learn from, all those days years ago. And Spain has just completely missed the point. I'm sure they're not the only ones. Of course, there was the incident for England a couple of years ago, the England players. And of course, I'm not going to sit here and turn around and say, oh, yes, our country is perfect, because it's not. The Premier League has done such a tremendous job. The EFL has. Kick racism out of football. Fantastic campaign. But there's still a way to go. Of course, there was idiots after Saka missed that penalty at the Euro final who decided, oh, we're going to jump on that and, racially abuse one of our own players. What is wrong with these fucking idiots who decide that they're going to say things like this? I'm going to be completely honest. I know that this channel isn't really a sweary channel. This is my honest opinion show. This is where I get to have my own say about things, and that is what I'm going to do. And it's going to be about absolutely anything. And personally, I think it was an absolute disgrace what happened yesterday. An absolute disgrace. To reduce Real Madrid, one of the best teams in the world, but to reduce them down to 10 men when it's known Valencia have got a problem with it. To be fair, back in the 80s, English clubs were kicked out of European football. A lot will say that's unfair. Some will say fair enough. But there is problems in Spain with regards to racism, at this moment in time. And what the footballing authorities need to be doing, what UEFA need to be doing is going, hold on a minute, we need to stop this. And, you know, if Spanish teams are banned from football, then so be it. But I don't think that's fair. Personally, I don't think that's fair because Real Madrid are right behind Vinicius Júnior. So, what is the answer to this? It's quite clear. Valencia are the side that have done this. And Valencia, therefore, deserve to be kicked out of any European competitions. They're not going to get in any European competitions anyway. But points deductions, fines, you know, points deductions are given to clubs in this country. We started on minus 17 points one year. Teams up and down the league, have been deducted points, for financial irregularities. That's not the fans' fault, but this bloody well is. This is the fans' fault. What they've done is they've racially abused a football player, and it's an absolute disgrace what has happened. VAR, it's well, if this is what VAR is coming to, it's not fit for purpose, is it? Football, football should be something that should be enjoyed by all, and I can't believe what I watched. Around about the 73rd minute, it started. Of course, Vinicius Junior was sent off. In injury time, the referee, okay, he had a hard task, but 97th minute, and it started in the 73rd. Now, I'm no mathematician, but he's got 24 minutes to sort the fucking situation out, as have the authorities. That's my piece. That's my piece. Personally, Vinicius Junior, that red card should be chalked straight off. If the authorities and the Liga have any, sense in the word, that should be chalked right off. This is a league that was home to some of the greatest players, like Vinicius Junior has said, Cristiano Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, all those players, and they can't get this in order. It needs to be chalked off. There needs to be a points deduction for Valencia, not this season, next season, because at the end of the day, it is an absolute disgrace. Unless you're going to deduct them, and here's a thought: unless you're going to deduct them more than 5 points and relegate them, because maybe that's what will make them listen, being relegated to the second tier of Spanish football, and then maybe they might think next time about being racist in the crowd. That's my say on that. Um, like I say, absolute fucking disgrace, and the Liga should be completely ashamed that they haven't backed a player who, stood up for himself against abuse in the crowd, racist abuse in the crowd. And when he's stuck in a headlock by a Valencia player, they haven't sent off the Valencia player and they've sent him off. There's not much more you can say about it. It's a fucking disgrace.